because I did not see that when I bought it. All of a sudden, you realize that you missed stuff because you were too busy looking at the good things and you missed it. So my point is, going off topic, is that's the way people look at talent. And I think, yes, I do believe, especially National League, because switching leagues makes a difference. And the later in a season, the veteran pitcher switches leagues, the more likelihood that he can finagle his way to a couple of extra wins, because he's a veteran that knows how to go out there before guys are totally caught up to him. And so I actually think that from that perspective, there is some value in Justin Masterson to other teams. I think there would be in the Indians too, if it wasn't for the fact that they've kind of tried this a few times already. This was the first attempt to get him back on his feet. That's one thing, but for whatever reason, it's not coming together, and you can't tank the whole season trotting him out every 5 games. So even if he doesn't get traded, I don't know if he doesn't jump back to his old form that he stays in the rotation. So I don't think the Indians are afraid to move him, and I think there'll be more of a market. May not be huge. People may not be offering Francisco Lindor for him, but there's going to be a market, I think, for Justin Masterson in the next 24 to 48 hours.
I think you're right, and I think that, I'm not saying that, well, I guess I am saying that if the Indians get any kind of halfway decent offer, they should let him go. Nothing against him personally, but it seems like if the Indians have been looking at him all year long, and of course they were concerned at the beginning of the season when they were talking about the contract extension, about how his velocity had gone down. Like, well, gee, that's not good. And, I think if you get any kind of halfway decent offer, you got to let him go. I don't think there would be a huge outcry from the Indians fans that, oh, I can't believe you let go of Justin Masterson. Well, he's been terrible this year. Of course, last year he was super, but, it's a different year, and he just hasn't been able to do it. And, again, he's coming down to the end of his contract anyway. So he was going to leave in the next couple of years, actually the next couple of months anyway. So I think that there wouldn't be too much of a backlash there. Although, and then there's a situation with Asdrubal Cabrera. Now, the good thing with him is if you trade him, you immediately bring up Lindor, who's been just tearing it up in the short time he's been in AAA. So, but the one thing you don't want, because you don't want to have a situation where it's like, well, they're giving up. Wow, they traded Matheson, they traded Cabrera, they're running up the white flag. So you have to make sure that it doesn't come off to the fans or even the other players like you're running up the white flag. You have to, if you're going to make one or both of these trades, you have to say we're still in it and we're doing this to win this year. We're not throwing in the towel in this.
I got to jump in there. Actually,
please do.
If you'd have put some other names in there, I could see the argument about throwing in the towel. There's an argument to be made that trading Asdrubal and Masterson means you are trying to win this year. I'm just saying there's an argument you can make that may be the case there. But, Asdrubal, I think he's the closest thing to a sure thing to be traded. But I disagree that they bring Lindor right up. I think that they will definitely go with the Aviles-Ramirez kind of combination there. And they're going to put off bringing up Lindor's unless he just continues to rake the ball at AAA to where you can't deny that this guy is not going to get any better between here and there and we bring him up. But I do think, regardless of Lindor, I do think because of him and because he's coming, that Asdrubal's the most likely guy to be traded. But then again, I mean, you know how this front office thinks, and they may believe that they're better off keeping him than moving him out. So, but I think that there's enough of a market for him that I could definitely see Asdrubal Cabrera being traded. I mean, if you can get even a couple of, middling prospects for him, that's better than letting him walk away at the end of the season for nothing.
Right, and I think I'm going to actually disagree and say I think that if they trade Cabrera, I think they will bring Lindor immediately up.
Right away,
just because, just to, again, take away that stigma of giving up and say, well, you know what, we're clearing the decks for now it's his time, he's ready to come in. I think the fans will be very excited to see what Lindor can do, and I think it'll take away a little bit of the sting of Cabrera leaving and make it seem a little bit less like they're giving up. So I think it's a baseball move, but I think it's kind of a PR move, and I think, it'd be one thing if Lindor is hitting 180 in the minors, but he's hitting like 360, so I think they just go ahead and do it.
I do, but, I think the fans could take that the opposite way. I think if you wait until September and bring them up, that means you let things play out. Some fans will look at it like, they're trading out the vets, they're bringing up the young guys, they're packing up the trucks, but I agree. And I've said That's, as a matter of fact, talking to a couple of the listeners over the weekend, I said, man, instead of making multiple trades like people think the Indians need to do, that would be my other trade. I would package something together, get me a decent arm in here for the stretch run, and then I'd call up Lindor, and I would utilize him as the equivalent of a trade, as far as a spark, a fresh guy that'll come in down the stretch and just bring you some freaking energy. The energy that comes with being a teenager playing the sport of baseball at the major league level. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yes.
That exuberance can go a long way to help a team. And I've said I would do it. I would do that too. I know the Indians have said they're sticking to their plan, but I'm with you on that. I meant that I don't think they will, but if I were them, I'd have him up now. Like, I'd have already had him up to make it clear, hey, Asdrubal's on the market. But that's just me. But I think he's ready. I've seen him up close and personal. That kid's ready to play ball tomorrow, today, yesterday.
All right, well, let's hope that happens. It's going to be very interesting. Like I said, everything is just so, it's so muddled right now. I think it's going to get very clear just over the next few days because, if this team gets hot and wins, 5 out of, suddenly they have some momentum. Maybe they pass a couple of teams. Then, you're in really pretty competitive shape heading into August. And it's going to be interesting to see just exactly what the Indians could get for Masterson and Cabrera, just what because other teams out there are just as desperate as the Indians to get that little extra boost that'll get them down the stretch run. So it's going to be a fun time to watch over the next few days.
Got that right. And, real quick, just looking ahead at this homestand, a couple of key things that I mentioned at the beginning. This weekend should be good, and that's why the Indians have to take advantage of this. The energy that's going to be down at Progressive Field all week between the good matchups here that'll get the real baseball fans out for the next couple of days, and then the weekend promotions that'll get everybody, the casual fan, out. I mean, you got the fireworks. And what do you know? I mean, it only makes sense that the theme of this week's fireworks display is the hits of 1994 because once again, they've got all the things that Cleveland fans love this weekend. We've got Dollar Dogs. We've got 90s themed fireworks. Jim Thome Day on Saturday with his statue and the giveaway of the replica statue and the Thome fireworks after the game. And you got Dollar Dogs coming up on Tuesday after that. And as well as, wait a minute, Indians brand duct tape giveaway. Are you serious? Okay, I didn't even know this, but apparently Tuesday against the Reds, the first 10,000 fans get a roll of Indians branded duct tape. So there you go. I didn't even know that existed. See, we're learning things every day here on the Sports Fix. But and you've got the Tom Hamilton celebration Friday as well. 25 years as the voice of the Indians. So it's an opportunity to have some big crowds in a pennant race or, whatever. That's probably a old-fashioned term at this point of 2014, but in the hunt, you're right there, big crowds. Obviously the 90s bring people out of the woodwork here in Cleveland. I think it's key. This one here, as much as we talked about that last road trip, this homestand here is going to be very big because you only get so many opportunities on the plate, and this is a good one at home. You got some competition against a team you need to beat. You've got some big crowds coming up this weekend. It all adds up to, here it is, go get them.
That's right. Well, the Indians have definitely, like most teams, they've significantly played better at home. So this is a time to hopefully catch up a little bit. I know Seattle's going to be very tough, and it's a chance to gain on a team that you're chasing. And, of course, the Texas Rangers are really down this year. Hopefully we can kind of jump on them as well. And, of course, like you said, get that whole groundswell of fan support. A lot of really fun, interesting, reasons to come out to the ballpark, especially it's good to see the Jim Thome stuff going on. And hopefully this team can get a nice, big, positive burst of goodwill and publicity and fan support because, it's going to really start swinging over to the Browns very soon once they start playing their exhibition game. So this might be the last chance the Indians have to really get the whole spotlight to themselves. Of course, there's already, of course, the Browns are going to have their family day in Akron as well, which is a big thing. So they'll at least have the city of Cleveland to themselves while the Browns are down in Akron and get the fans behind them and hopefully give them some boost that will help the Indians get down the stretch.
hush your mouth out there before my man old Bruce out there has himself a coronary listening to that now. Let's just... No, but I'm with you. They got to take advantage of that. Absolutely. I'm fired up for it, my man. You know what? I tell you what we've done today as we wrap things up. What we've done today is I've pretty much guaranteed that I'll never be on the mainstream airwaves here in Cleveland. Between the first segment where a phone call comes in and we're bashing 92 and the sports talk in Cleveland, then we actually have gone this long into the show without talking about Browns camp. I'm done. My career in Cleveland is over. I mean, we've done it today. We've really gone and done it, Jeff Gorman.
Well, if it's any consolation, as the success of your show has shown, the mainstream is overrated.
Thank you, my man. See, and I don't pay him for that or nothing. Honestly, I don't tell these guys to say, you're right, Jerry, you're a genius. They just choose to do it all on their own. Checks in the mail, Jeff.
Thank you.
All right. Gorman, right?
That's right.
You got it. Spelled right on the check. All right. My man, Jeff Gorman. Good time today. Great conversation. Here we are, man. By the time you and I talk. All right. I'm going to put you on the spot. On the way out the door as the music's playing. By the time we talk next Tuesday, as Drupal Cabrera, Justin Masterson, are they on the Indians or not?
I'm going to say I just have a gut feeling that Masterson's staying and Cabrera's going.
Kind of there with you, too, but I think they may both go. Jeff, my man, we'll see next Tuesday. We will have a crystal clear image of where things stand after the first trade deadline. Don't forget, there's still the whole month of August and the waiver wire deals as well. And the Indians aren't afraid of making those deals. So we'll have a better idea of where things stand, and we can talk more about it because next Tuesday it'll be duct tape night. I'm going to find a picture of this Indians duct tape. I don't know. If anybody's got one, send it to me. What does Indians duct tape look like? Is it just duct tape with a bunch of Chief Wahoos on it? Or is it a bunch of Block C's? I don't know. Somebody send me a picture of some Indians duct tape. Jeff, you have a great week. We'll catch up on Friday, talk about all the goings-on of Browns camp. Yes, we'll be talking Browns camp on Friday.
I can't wait. Thanks very much, J-Rock. Have a good one.
Thank you. Great call. Great time. Jeff Gorman. Follow him at Indians101.com, on Twitter at Indians_101. We're going to take a break, get you some news. If Dr. Football is still out there waiting for me, we'll have him on next, talk some NFL, Browns. Josh Gordon gets himself an attorney for Friday, and we'll talk about all of that. The NCAA settlement, that's breaking today. Jeff Gorman was just with us. Dr. Football, Bill Check is coming up next after the news. Don't go anywhere. Hour 2 of the Sports Fix. Oh, hell, we're already in it. It rolls on when we come back.
The Sports Fix, your choice for intelligent talk.
I'm expecting a very important delivery at the house, so could you please call me if it arrives? I'll give you my cell number. 401-555-1125.
440.
No, I was just repeating the 4. 1-4.
1-4.
Intelligent talk.
Okay, 1125.
1125. 155.
I'm not giving you quantities of the numbers. I'm giving you the numbers. 1125. Those are the last 4 numbers.
Oh, I see. 1125.
Yes. All right. Now read the number back to me.
Let me get my pen.
The Sports Fix will be right back.
Guys, want to take just a second as we head into this break and remind you about the official business printing source of the Sports Fix, our friends at Signs and Ship. Signs and Ship, I'm telling you, Chris and Pam, they've taken care of me since day one, and they can do the same for you. Whether you're a small business that's already been established and you're looking to grow to that next level and expand your business, or perhaps you've got an idea that you just know is going to be a great business and you need to figure out how to brand it and how to promote it and put it out there, Signs and Ship is the place for you. If you need a logo, they can create one for you. They have a fantastic graphic designer. Business cards, signs, banners, yard signs, mobile advertising, anything you can think of that you need to promote your business, they've got it at Signs and Ship. The best thing about them, too, is each of their locations, whether it's the home base here in Elyria, Ohio that I work with, or their spots in Virginia, Florida, and Pennsylvania, it's all local sourced. Very important to me because we all understand that small business is the lifeblood of the community. So check them out, signsandship.com, or call Chris and Pam today, 440-323-6060, the home office in Elyria, Ohio. Signs and Ship, quality printing at affordable prices.
Hi, this is Joe Tate, and you're listening to the Sports Fix.
Whether it's an oil change or a new set of tires, Quick Lane at Valley Ford Truck has you covered for your automotive car care needs. They're your neighborhood quick service experts. They also offer a low price tire guarantee. Choose from